Evening all, and welcome to episode 109 of Kerbalism. Now, I want to start this episode off by apologising that this is once again a week late. And my only excuse for that is that I simply haven't had the time to sit down and record Kerbal at all. It's a terrible excuse, I know, and I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I'm just sort of stuck, work and other bits and pieces, and it's all, it's all going mad at once for me at the moment, or has been for the last couple of months, to be honest, and my backlog of videos has completely dried up, and I'm struggling to get this done, because it's taken a lot longer to make an episode now than it has before, mainly because I'm just constantly waiting on things to be built on Duna, and I do a time warp to speed it up, and yeah, either something goes wrong with like the fuel or the food, and it's been complicated. I've had to go backwards and forwards doing things a lot with it, but that being coupled with only being able to play for I think like maybe an hour every couple of days I've been getting. So yeah, I am sorry about that. I don't see that improving anytime soon with stuff going on, so my episodes may become a little bit sporadic from here on. Again, I'm sorry about that. I will try my hardest, but I don't really know. But anyway, we're here. I have spent all the science, and this is a problem which I'll get to in a moment. But yeah, we have unlocked not everything. So what I thought was that message that said we unlocked everything. We hadn't. I spent all the science basically building up all the things that are here and getting some new solar panels and bits and pieces for stuff. So yeah, but the reason I'm coming here is I want to show you what has actually been happening at Duna. So here we are, and a few things have changed. We have a new launch pad. First one, that's something that I put down there because my previous launch pad that I had on the end of one of these cables, it kept disconnecting from the main site, and it was really annoying. I'd be in the middle of building something. Time warp would stop, it would disconnect, and I'd have to reconnect it all to get it working again, and yeah, that was a pain. So I built that, and that works really well. We also have this over here. This is our main hub. This is something that was built and put down because I have a new mod installed, a mod called Not So Simple Construction by Real Gecko, although Real Gecko is sadly leaving the community, which is a bad thing because he's been fantastic. Lots of mods, simple construction, not so simple construction, that sort of thing. I won't get over to that, but it adds a survey stack to it, which I can't get over to at the moment. It won't let me zoom my camera over to it. I wonder if I could just zoom out to it. Where are you, survey stack? No, I can't find it at all. Ah, so there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to just get any close to it or not doing this. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. There it is, you can see it adds a survey stack, and the idea being that you can send an engineer out, stick a survey stake in the ground, go to your base that has a cupola. This is another new bit that's been added here, and providing you have a pilot in here and your whole base doesn't wiggle around and move, which it's been doing a lot of. I'm actually a long way away. I think the flag's up there 600 meters away. That's the original landing spot. We have slid all the way down this hill over time, so yeah. But if you have a pilot in your cupola, you can use it as a construction point, and it uses the survey stake. It uses that point out there, so I can build things away. Now I thought that was a brilliant idea because it allows me to use this logistics network to connect them all up. I don't have to worry about pipes. The drawback to that is that when I'm not actually here at the base, this main construction hub runs out of electricity a lot. So what I'm thinking of doing is editing the mod, the Kerbal attachment system, and changing it so these pipes that can connect, I'm going to change the size of them. I'm going to let them be sort of 200, 250 meters, which I know seems a bit mad, but if I do that, I can have things further away from each other and plug them in. The reason I want them far away is because if they're about 150, 250 meters away from each other, sorry, 100, 200 meters, something like that, they don't seem to lag as much. I was getting an awful lot of lag with this base here. I've taken some bits off of it. There's some bits that have changed in there. can't think of anything off the top of my head that's actually done, but there are some bits that have changed, and my frame rate is better than it has been. It's still not fantastic, it's better, but I think it's just because I've got ladders and bits and pieces, and yeah, it's just there's a lot here. So I'm going to replace this whole central hub with something else, something a bit, you know, sleeker and easier, like these things here, like this hub here. That's just simpler. I mean, this has obviously got all the food going in it. We are growing food, and we are doing bits and pieces. I don't actually have a probe core on this. I've just noticed, so I have no way to harvest anything on it. I have to put a probe core on this. But then if I connect it up to the main network, it won't matter. But yeah, as long as it's a fair distance away. I've got this little rover here, which for some reason, every time I come back here, the brakes turn off on it. That's got Bill in it. Yes, Bill put the stake down here because we're going to do something with the stake in just a moment. Kind of like it to be day before I do that, so let's just drive away. And there's something else I want to show you. This thing up here on the hill. Let's go that way. Come on, Bill. Let's go over there. I have installed another mod as well because I mentioned I was looking for a vertical landing and takeoff craft, a ship that could land vertically and take off. And I went back to having the idea of building that one that I built that killed my Kerbals on the moon, and kind of thought I need something better. And there is something better out there. There's a mod, Tundra. Give me a moment. Yeah, Tundra Exploration. That's the one, and that adds a ship here you'll probably recognise if you've been following anything of the space race. Not really space race, but space exploration at the moment. That there is what I have dubbed the BKR. It's not the BFR, it's the BKR because it's Kerbal. That's why. Yes, this here is my little ship. I've got some footage of it. I think I have some footage of it going to the station and back again. I'll let that roll off. But we've got a little door here. Let's open the door. And it's gone up to my station twice, I think, and it's come back down again. We've got the deployable docking port hidden away in there so it can deploy, and we fitted one of these to the outside of the station, so the colony ship in orbit. And yeah, this is fantastic. And the other wonderful advantage about this is that MechJeb can land it. It can land it beautifully as well. Really, really good. So yeah, it's nice easy to do. I landed it the first time, and MechJeb landed it. Well, I say I landed the first time. I'll be honest with you, I didn't land it on the first attempt. I did touch it down, but I touched down a bit hard. It bounced and fell over. So I have quickly reloaded that. And then second time I did manage to land it myself. Again, pretty hard, but then I just let MechJeb do it, and that worked. But yeah, so we have this, and we have obviously a few new mods and things installed. And now I want to show you the other bit that I have building. I would kind of like the sun to come up, which I'll do in a minute, so I shall fast forward time to there. And I'll show you a little glimpse of it there. It's called a solar tower. It's going to be my primary source of power for this base. Although I have kind of realised I should have probably put an creator. But did you see just then? Did you see that all bounce? When I got to about 200 meters, it bounced and my frame rate drops. That is, I've got another mod installed called World Stabilizer, which prevents my things from falling through the ground. Because I had that a few times, because I'm having issues with things sliding and doing weird bits and pieces. I also had issues where sometimes they would just explode as I came close to them. So what the World Stabilizer does is it grabs the craft, it puts it about a metre above the ground, and then very slowly lowers it down, touch the ground. And that does cause a bit of lag, but if you're more than 200 metres away, it doesn't. So that's why I'm building things further away. You can stop now. Please stop. Why won't you stop? Interesting. I can't apparently put the brakes on. That would explain why this keeps rolling around everywhere. Why can you not enable your brakes? Turn off stability control. Nope, apparently the brakes don't work on this. But if I hold B they do. Well, that is interesting. That would explain why I find it rolling around a lot when I come back and forward. So let's bump it into something and tell it to stop. But the best way, I think this is pointing downhill. There we go, just stay there. Right, so let's fast forward to the day, and I will show you this solar panel thing. And here comes the sunrise. We have a world. We have Kerbal rising. Hello, Kerbal. Hello, home. Yes, we have Kerbal rising. A ship going overhead. The sun should be up any moment now. Or I'm not actually sure what the sun's called. The Duna colony ship going over there. I think people call it Kerbal, but Kerbal. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, the sun has come up because our solar panels are now coming out. So, excellent. There we go. Right. So, with the sun up, it's time to deploy some solar panels. And some quite serious ones. So, let us go to our cupola. Let us show the UI on it. And we have a ship already built in here. It's been building for days. And been done. It says 3 days here. I think that's when we added the cupola to this 3 days ago. That took just under a day to build, and this took just under a day to build, so that would make sense. Right, if I now zoom out and try and find this stake again, where are you? There you are. We should see some letters above it now. Keep 5 round there. Yeah, we're B and X, and we're falling over apparently. B is, I think, stands for bounds, and plus X means it's on the X-axis, and that is falling over. And I really hope that doesn't make my tower fall over with it. I think that may do. I have a odd memory of it doing that before, so let's go and correct that. Bill has basically been living inside here, other than we're just constructing. I've been putting him inside the craft for that, but I am thinking about upgrading this with a passenger model inside, and the idea being that the BKR lands over there somewhere. This drives up, get all the cables out, and goes back again. But that makes sense because then I can park away from where I'm going. That was some excellent driving there, Bill. Well done. Don't really know what caused that. Take it. See, it's very small. It's very difficult to click on. We could do with the stake being bigger, really. Although then it wouldn't particularly be a very good stake, I suppose. We'll drive straight past it, of course. Yeah, as you can see from the driving of this, my frame rate has improved a lot. So going just 200 meters or so away from something really does help. So, yeah, that's why I'm trying to build things further away, but then I need to connect them, so hence why we'll be stopping the extending the pipes. And now my brakes work. Well, okay. No, don't want to transfer. Yay. Come on, off you get, off you get. Right. You see he's got a mallet in his hand this time round. That's part of this mod. I grab this and re-hammer it in the ground. First smack. Bonk. There we go. And you can see here it's got bound and plus X. Plus X means up, and bound or direction. I'm not sure what that means. The first stake that I put down, I did play this for a little bit because I had issues happening with it, and the first one I put down with that I left on direction, and the thing spawned on its end and fell over. So yeah, I'm going to put it on bound for this one and see what happens there. Luckily the other habitat had legs and it bounced rather than doing anything odd like exploding. But although I will be quite honest with you, the first time I spawned it I got the stake mixed up. I didn't put a pilot in the cupola, and it was telling me it couldn't find any service stakes, so I went, well, build it anyway, and it put it like there, directly above my base, and that was full of explosions and fun and yes. But anyway, show you why. Service stake, let's finalise this build. And here, as you can see, is my solar tower. It does use a custom bit here. This is one of the Xenon tanks, which has been enlarged to 3 times the size and changed to be a battery. It's got 240,000 electric charge on it to try and balance it up. We've got big fat legs at the bottom to try and balance this out. I don't know whether this is going to slide down the hill or not. I think as well, I don't think you can plug it into... Oh no, it's going to. The other one I couldn't plug into the network, probably because it was flying when I did it. But yeah, it does have a door at the bottom to get Kerbals in, because there's no way they're going to be flying up to there. But this is at a very odd angle from the ground I picked. But it doesn't matter, because that's not why it's here. It is here to deploy these solar panels. And it can't do that because it doesn't have any Kerbals in it. So, Bill, you are our chief engineer. You might set up residence inside here, especially when I connect all the crafts together and I don't have to worry about Kerbals being in places. Although the logistics network is fantastic, really, really good, I won't be getting rid of that. I'll be keeping that because it can refill my spaceships. The big, when that comes down, it can refill the fuel on that remotely, which is fantastic. But it doesn't take into account engineers on other places, which is odd because it's made by Real Gecko as well, who makes simple construction. But it doesn't recognise that Bill, even though he's an engineer, is in a different craft when you're constructing stuff. He must be in the craft that's actually building the items. So yeah, and Bill can get in there. And there's no more air and everyone is dying, which is absolutely fine because we toggle this plug here and there we go. Now we have air and all the other bits and pieces, and we have a tiny amount of electric charge because we've only got a few solar panels over there and a tiny nuclear reactor running. So let's turn the lights on. Let's transfer Bill up here. That's not part of standard Kerbal Space Program. I don't know what mod that is. Might be this one. It might be the resource manager. I'm not sure, but it lets you just basically click that and it tells you how many people are in that pod and lets you transfer them around. Very useful. But yes, now Bill is up here. We're going to deploy our 2 giant solar panels, and these are, once deployed, they must stay deployed. They cannot be retracted. But that I don't think matters because, well, once they're out, they're out. And yeah, these are the ones that we've just recently unlocked, and as you can see, they are big. They are very big, and that's a good thing because the bigger something is, the less of them you need, which means that the lower part count you've got and the better frame rate you get. And it worked that way in real life. Mind you, they get frame rate in real life. There we go, deployed, and I think this one is going to flip round now. I believe. Yep, that one's going to flip round. And there we go, we've even got lights running down the bottom here. Let me turn the UI back on so I can zoom down here. Yep, we've got some lights running down here to highlight this thing at night time, which does seem a bit weird, but yeah, that is my ridiculous size solar tower. Called it. These are the OKB 500 blanket photovoltaic array, and that's currently working at 28%. Was that? Yes, 28%. Because obviously the sun's not come up fully yet. And you're probably not working at anything. Exposure. Oh no, that's atmosphere. Right. Exposure is 100%. but the output will go up as the sun comes up, I think. It's just taking its time because my frame rate is low. So yeah, but yeah, this is only well, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got a probe in it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. You think my maths would be better than that. But yeah, this is 26 pieces because of welding these pieces. Well, not welding, editing them to just be ginormous. And that will give me 500,000 electric storage, which is going to be good. It's going to be very, very good, because that will hopefully mean that at night time all my Kerbals will stay alive, and I won't be burning this little tiny reactor out here, which I have, because this tiny reactor in here, I aim the camera down here, I think we've got a core life left of 6 years on it, which isn't bad. But I've been running it at 75% or 100% at times, and I still had to turn my drills off. In fact, they're off at the moment. So let's restart these, because the power dies so often in this system. Because I didn't plan it properly. Let's be honest, I didn't really plan it properly, and yeah. But the oil tank's going to be empty. We have got lots of. Well, we haven't. We got no rocket parts and no metal left there now, really. So, yeah. Building a mining rig, which I do have a mining rig designed. Apparently we still have a survey stake somewhere. Oh, there. Alright, we can go pick that up and move on. The other one got destroyed, probably because that thing fell on top of it. But if I load up my mining rig, my miner, there. This is a little tiny miner, sort of an independent system that can just sit somewhere. And the idea, I think, was having a few of these to mine the ore and then building a workshop somewhere. Yeah, that's sort of the idea. So let's build that. That's going to cost 8,000, and I've got 2,000 go. And yeah, that's not going to take 4 hours. It's going to take about 3 days. But food-wise, we're okay. We've got 8 days of food. Oh. We have 8 days of food. That's because the BKR can hold 5 days worth of food for 12 Kerbals, I want to say. And when we sent it up and brought it back, we filled it right up and only had 2 Kerbals on board it. So that's good. Yeah, that's the state of play at the moment. I just need to build some extra things and go it. But as you can see, the frame rate is low. When I accelerate time, the core was overheating, causing everything to shut down. And then I come back to it and find out that my drills weren't working, so I'd run out of ore or metals or whatever. And it's just everything has basically gone bad over time. It's just, yeah, it just I need to speed things up. I'm thinking the main cause of my frame rate drops is this centerpiece here. Although I did have it with the minimum space. So it may just be Kerbal Space Program, I don't know. It's annoying if it is, because I'm getting to a stage where the game is just not becoming unplayable, but it's becoming days worth of work, or well, obviously after I finish real life work I come and play, but having only the ability to play for an hour at a time, an hour and a half at a time, basically leads me to the point where that hour and a half of work is only about 20 minutes of gameplay, because it's running slowly and other bits and pieces going on. I can still do things with it clock running slowly. I can design things and build things, but I'm just waiting for stuff to go on here. I'm leaving this running in the background a lot of times, and I'll probably do that again in a moment, because this just needs to get built. And yeah, so that's the reason things are going on. Unfortunately, this is going to be it for this episode. It's going to be a shorter one than normal. And again, I am so sorry for this, but I'm just kind of stuck. Time is completely against me. So yeah, I still want to do these. I'm still going to carry on doing these. I'm really hoping I can sort things out to get more time to play. But with real life work and the other project that I've got going on at the moment, I'm kind of stuck. But hopefully, if the new project I'm working on can come to fruition, then I can quit my job. That's the idea behind it. I'm not going to say too much about it at the moment because I don't know any final details on it, but yeah, hopefully I can quit my job and then I'll have more time, which, you know, I can split up better than I'm doing at the moment, because at the moment I'm dedicating a lot of time to other stuff and I should be doing it to Kerbal, because I've got a lot of followers on YouTube now. I've broke the 110 follower barrier, I think it was. I'm not entirely sure. I have YouTube right here in front of me. Let's have a quick look, see my channel. You'd think I'd pay attention. No, I'm at 109 subscribers, so close, but yeah, and obviously I'm kind of letting you all down, and I am sorry about that. I need to sort things out better than I'm doing here, but yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm moaning or whinging or anything. It's entirely my fault that I don't have time. I've taken on more than I can, honestly, bitten off far more than I can chew, and didn't think it would come to this, to be honest with you. Didn't think things would go the way they have, but they have, and if I want it to pan out, I need to stick to it. So that's the idea. But yes. So anyway, bit short episode this time. Sorry about that. I will do my hardest to try and get these videos back onto once a week, if not twice a week. That was what I originally had envisioned. But yeah. The only other drawback is that I'm kind of running low on things to do. I've got other worlds to visit. I want to do that. I've got many other things in Kerbal Alarm Clock. We've got going on here. We've got the probes and stuff coming up in 45 days and a few other bits and pieces. So we've still got stuff going on. But so I'm not quitting the game anytime soon. But I'm going to get to the point where it's going to be, again, we're building another ship and going off somewhere else with some other Kerbals, I think. But I may do that from here. I may build a ship here if I can do that, and do everything completely remotely. So yeah, not sure on that yet. That's well in the future to do it. All I know is that the only other place I really want to set a colony up is on Lathe, which is right away out here at Jewel. What the hell is that? My ELU scanner. Ooh. Why is that on that sort of orbit? Why? The Dres scanner will meet Dres there, I know that. The ELU one is not going to meet ELU there, is it? What strange shenanigans have gone on there? But yeah, in orbit of Jewel there is Lathe, which is the only other planet where Kerbals can breathe. Oh, it would be really, really, really cold for them. So probably breathing the atmosphere there would freeze your lungs. But then, do Kerbals breathe? Well, they do with Kerbalism. But anyway, I'd like to set up a base on there. Same sort of thing we got on Duna. Other than that, I kind of want to plant a flag on every world. Obviously, Jewel's a gas giant, can't do that. But yeah, all the other places I would like to visit and put a flag on them. That was my sort of original goal for this game when I started playing it. Plant a flag on every world. Eve would be the most difficult one, I think, because its gravity is ridiculous. But, well, once we fill the tech tree up, that can be sort of the idea. I would just need to obviously build a ship that can do it with life support, because keeping Kerbals alive is a priority. Anyway, yes, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I know not a lot's happened on it, or probably more than we have done for the last couple of episodes. We have new things, and we have a big tower, which has these great big solar panels on. So yes, yes. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope to see you again next time. And until then, as always, have fun.